Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel. Fuck the podcast. Fuck people. Objective Jerk. Objective Jerk. What's going on? This is the Objective Jerk, and I am that jerk. It's been a few days, so I apologize. If you would like to email me, you can at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I don't know if you can message on TikTok. I said that last time. I meant to check. But I think you can. But yeah, so there's all that. Let's see, I posted my last video regarding my 1,000 downloads and stuff, and then I talked about how I couldn't upload anything because my card had been blocked, and in order to talk to my bank, I have to wait till late at night or early in the morning, because of where I live, and it's just kind of a pain sometimes. And so got all that squared away, and then like right after I uploaded that my last episode, my internet went down. And this was Friday, like late morning Friday. And we didn't get it back up till yesterday, which was Monday for me. So, when the internet works, it's great, but when it's down, it takes them forever to come and get it fixed, which kind of sucks. And it's the only internet company that has any lines going to where we're at. Like, we've reached out to other companies because, it's not every month, but whenever it does go down, it's like it's down for at least 3 days, and it's like, my mom was in the hospital, I couldn't get in touch with her, and so it's just kind of annoying, but I guess that's the price you pay, I guess, I don't know, but hopefully. So like I said, we did apply with another company, but we never heard anything back because they were going to have to run online from the main highway, and we were probably the only people. But the funny thing is though, on our street, we were the first ones to have the fiber internet come get installed. So it got installed into our house, and then from that, people started getting it in other houses and stuff. So, because coming from the States, I was like, we got to have good internet. We can't have hokey internet. And like I said, the internet is great when it works, and it works for most of the time, so I can't really complain. But anyway, I don't want to spend a bunch of time talking about that. I wanted to kind of share the pageant that my son was a part of. So I've talked about it a little bit in some of the other podcasts. My son was part of a high school pageant. They had females and males, and they had wardrobe changes and different stuff, and they had to speak a little bit and do a little dance number and various things, and then they had judges, who judged them, and I was actually, it was for the high school, and first of all, well, no, I don't know, let's see. The one thing I'll say is that it was a production. In every sense of the word, it was a PRODUCTION. maybe not the end, but like, I mean, they had the stage, they had the lighting, the sound, they had the smoke, and you know, the costumes were like they have actual designers design the costumes, and like I felt like I was watching a TV show. You know, they had presenters and everything. Now, granted, you know, it was all high school, so there were mistakes and this and that, which is fine, you know. But it was basically like watching, you know, the Grammys or something, minus the teleprompters. The only thing they didn't have was teleprompters. You know, they had their little cue cards that they had to read from and stuff. So, you know, I remember we got there, and I knew that my son was representing Italy. We were trying to do like Scotland or something like that, but so they had to pick a country from. He had to pick one from Europe, and which was part of their, you know. So they had to wear like a school kind of uniform. They had to wear a like sports kind of uniform, like, you know, you had somebody dressed up as an archery, polo, tennis, you know, things like that. And then they had to dress up as something that was, you know, like my son, he dressed up as like a 17th century Italian, you know, aristocrat or something. I don't know. His thing was pretty cool, his costume. And then some of them were kind of more like the crazy, what do you call it? Like a, gosh dang it, what's it called? Like a Picasso type thing, where it wasn't, you know, they like one of them was really cool, but it was like America, but I guess it was like part eagle, part the Statue of Liberty or something, or I don't know. So I mean, it was cool looking, but it was kind of crazy. And some of them were like really good. I mean, there was like a Aztec, you know, and like king kind of, and then, but some of them, there was a couple of them that looked like they were like the bad guy from a Power Ranger show. But it was pretty neat though. I mean, it was pretty elaborate. I didn't really want to go, but I wanted to go and see my son, and, you know, so I got there, and it was just a whole lot of people. It was a high school, and so I started feeling a little uncomfortable. I don't do well in crowds and stuff, so I start coming up with my plan of action if something happens, and I got my bag with various goodies in it. I start thinking about where, you know, people could, you know, if there was a sniper, where would they be and stuff. Just that's the kind of shit that goes through my head. And but as the show started and they started having, you know, their changes in their outfits, and then in between some of the events, they had like other high school students doing like a dance number, and they did really good. It was really well put together. I was actually really impressed, and found myself kind of enjoying it, you know. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. The thing that I did not like is that we were there for like 6 fucking hours. For some reason, so my son, he won 3rd place, which is cool. So it was like 29 contestants, and then they picked, you know, half of them got to go to the next round, and but then the last costume that they wore was the one that was representing whatever country that they picked. And my son had his costume on, and it's got like a big fur, like it's like a fur, animal fur, but it's, a fake fur. And so the poor kid is like sweating his balls off, and he's got to sit there and wear this the whole time. And then for some reason, right before they present the winners, they decided to give out the certificates for like the sporting events that they had, all the high schoolers that they did the day before. They had like volleyball competition and just different competitions, the different grades and everything. And so they went through and they read all of those, and that took almost an hour right there. And it was just like, dude, it was getting late, man. It was like, I need to go home. We got stuff to do. I was kind of pissed that they did this during the pageant. This should have been something that was done during school, an assembly during the school. So that was kind of my only gripe, I guess, about it. Other than that, it was actually pretty cool. I did enjoy myself for the most part. And they put a lot of time, and I know we put money involved. It cost us to have, a quote-unquote handler for my son, somebody that designed his costumes and somebody that did his makeup and stuff. And so, yeah, it was pretty, I don't know, I guess I was just thinking along the lines of something in my high school, which was a little more what you would picture, I guess, for an American, I guess, in high school. Like, I don't know, it was, they go all out here. That's for sure. But yeah, so that was Sunday night. And then, so that was pretty cool. And then, what was the other thing that happened? Oh, my dogs killed one of my cats for some reason. Don't know why. It was a little female. She was all white. She was buddies with my cat. She was actually my wife's cat. And we woke up to the dogs just barking, going crazy. You can tell when you have dogs, you know the difference between the dogs barking at maybe somebody at the gate or barking at a bird, or you can just tell. And then you can tell when they're doing something else, And so they were barking and barking, and I was asleep. My wife woke me up and she said, "Hey, the dogs are going crazy." So I go to look, and I see a cat, that's laying on the ground, and it's barely breathing. So she basically died right there. But it looked much bigger than the cat, because our cat, which it ended up being, she was very small. She was still growing, but I guess, she pushing her fur out, trying to look big, and getting manhandled by the dogs made, I don't know, she just looked bigger, so it didn't look like her. And but the odds of another white cat coming onto the property and stuff with the dogs was kind of slim, so I'm like, God, is that her? She didn't have a collar on, because we didn't have a collar for her. And but then my wife was like, well, what about the little crick in her tail? So at the very end of her tail, she had like her tail was bent. So that's how I was able to properly identify her. And so that was kind of a bummer. And then my cat, then he was like kind of traumatized. But yeah, that's kind of all that's been going on with me. I haven't gone to the gym the past 2 days, which is not good. I need to go. I woke up, we were up so late with the pageant Sunday that we didn't do anything yesterday, and was meant to go today, but I woke up I turned off my alarm. I laid back down and just slept. And then, it's too late by then. So what are you going to do? But hopefully tomorrow, gotta keep it going. But, so yeah, that's kind of about the gist of what's been going on with me. I was kind of checking out. So I was, like I said, my internet was down, so I've been out of the loop about the stuff that's going on in the world. And the elections in the states is coming up here pretty soon. So that's going to be interesting. I keep seeing all this stuff. People are talking about a blue wave, but I'm just sorry, it's not going to happen. There's going to be no blue wave. There'll be a blue. There will be a blue ripple, maybe at most, but there's going to be no wave. Yeah, I mean, it may not be quite. The red wave may not be quite as substantial as they're thinking, but people are just kind of fed up with the crap that's going on, so. And then, let's see, what did I see about, so people are like flipping out about Twitter. They're about the blue check mark, which I didn't even know I didn't even know anything about the blue check mark. I didn't know. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess I saw it there. I just thought maybe you had to apply for it, which I guess is kind of the case. But then people are, moaning about, they're gonna leave Twitter now. Like, you got what's that dumb bitch? Can't think of her name right now, but it's funny how on the liberal side, when things don't go their way, how much they act like a child. But they're like, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna do this. When Trump won, they were gonna go move to Canada. And Trump won, they didn't go to Canada. And then now here, because Elon Musk owns Twitter, now they're gonna stop using Twitter. And they might for a little bit, but they're gonna come back. But it's just like, it's the same, elementary school mentality. It's like, why can't you just act like an adult? Everything's gotta, I don't know. And that kind of just goes towards the whole, thing where it's the whole liberalism is a mental disorder because they're so caught up in their emotions. And, letting your emotions control you is not a good thing, I mean, letting your emotions, influence you, or I guess, or being, sympathetic to somebody and feeling sorry for them, and that's one thing, but acting like a crazy brat because you don't get what you want, that's, I don't know. That's what kind of bugs me about the whole thing. They're just getting to be crazy. Oh, that's right. It was Whoopi Goldberg. She's the one that's crying about it and had a whole segment on that stupid show, I guess, talking about having people pay to have the blue check mark. But then I guess there were people that were charging other people like $14,000, like Twitter employees that were like, hey, I can get you the blue check mark if you pay us or pay me like $10,000 or some shit like that. So again, corruption follows liberals, of course. And then Whoopi Goldberg is fucking, what's her name? Damn, I can't remember her name either. But she's the comedian that held like a fake thing of Trump's head, like on a cover of a magazine. She got all, hate for it or whatever. But so she set up a quote unquote parody account on Twitter, and to try and make some jokes about Elon Musk, which is fine, but there's a way you have to do it though. You can't I don't even know them actually right now off the top of my head, but like all the people that set up or did change their account to show a picture of Elon Musk and have his name, they got suspended, and it's because they didn't read the rules. And these rules have been in place since Twitter's been around. So this wasn't something that Elon Musk made. These rules have been, part of the Twitter whatever since day one. And it's okay to have a parody account, but it has to be obvious, like it's a parody, Like there's one that I kind of follow for Trump that's like El Senor Trump or something like that, and it's got like a picture of Trump, but he's got like a mustache, so it's not Trump. So you have to have some kind of something to where it's clearly obvious that it's not, the person that you're trying to parody. And these people didn't do that. They didn't read the regulations that have been in place, and now they are suspended. And then, of course, the liberals are all like, ooh, freaking out about it, but I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know. I mean, I guess both sides complain when things don't go their way. Everybody complains when things don't go their way. And then they celebrate when things go their way, and then they talk shit to the people when they bitch about things not going their way. And I don't know, let me know if I'm wrong, but it just kind of seems like the liberals, they really can't see, they are completely unable to be objective. We had people for the past 2 years get suspended from Twitter because of things that they said regarding the COVID, which ended up being true. There was no rules in Twitter about saying whatever, but it's like, oh, you shouldn't be saying that because, the antidote, that's not it, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's not the fucking word I'm trying to use, though. What is the damn shot? Jesus Christ. The serum, the magic antidote. What the fuck? I can't think of what it's called. But anyway, people were, saying shit about it, that it needed to be tested and whatever various things. They'd get canceled. And they were right, And then, of course, when people would talk shit about it, then the liberals would be like, oh, well, they're, I don't know what they said, but they said something stupid, I'm sure. And then now you have, people getting suspended, and they violated the actual rules. They actually violated rules that were put in place, and now they're saying, oh, they need to be set, that shouldn't be allowed, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I just don't. This is why liberals get the whole hashtag liberalism is a mental disorder, because they are so hypocritical and two-faced about everything. Fucking everything. Like even, I don't know, when Ted Cruz was on fucking The View, it was like, they look like idiots. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Let me know if it makes sense. I try to be objective, hence the name, but sometimes I just don't get it. Let me know. And I'll probably do an episode tomorrow, because I'm trying to do an episode Monday, Wednesday, and